Hey everyone, this is Mark Gamer Dude here, and I am here with Toon Tris as well as K-Chats talking about Mario Tennis Fever. Say hi everyone.
Heyo.
Hello.
Yes, I am very glad I got these people in because I knew I had to get the right people to talk about the game because Mario Tennis Fever has been a game that everyone's been very hyped about lately. Well, not lately, when it was on the hype release the day before it came out. And the game came out, and once it released, it got, well, good, but also bad at the same time. Mostly good, there were some problems, mostly aimed at the single-player mode, but, overall, it's still a good game. However, there are some points about it that we just need to talk about because it's been like I've seen so many back and forth about the game online, so I'm like, I need to say my own piece about it. But what are your two thoughts about the game overall?
As a whole game?
I would say like a whole game. Then you like draw any minimal points afterwards.
Okay. As a complete package, I do think the game is great. I do have it is a really good time. Obviously the single player is meh, but I was expecting it to be kind of meh, so I'm really not surprised by that. But like everything else, I think the game has really great content. It's not like Aces where it feels underbaked. The mini games are great. I like the towers are great. The character roster is amazing. The alternate skins being there from the start was really welcoming. And just general, yeah, I think this is a really good sports game, and I think it gets a little bit too much hate online.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to it. Like, there's a lot in this game. Like, when you compare Aces at release and this game at release, it's like night and day, honestly. There's so much here in this game, and I think it's overall presented in a way that makes it very exciting. Adventure mode aside, I mean, all of the content here is, like, really fun to play through, and the fact that there's actual unlockables and not here, play online for 30 minutes and you'll get this, is actually a reason to go play pretty much everything in the game, too.
100%. That's what I've been very happy about when I found out there'd be unlockables, because I was afraid that the whole 38 characters would be available from the start, and then everything else would be just you minor things to unlock, or you just unlock them by, kind of like how it was in Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, where you just unlock everything by getting a lot of coins, which was so ridiculous.
I mean, there was like one thing that Ultra Smash did good, so that's not surprising that there was that was handled poorly.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad that it's taking me time. I unlocked every minor the main character. I just need to unlock the rest of the alternate skins. It's giving me time. I still need to lock all the Yoshi colors. I need to lock them, yeah, that's basically it. All the other alternate skins. I need to do that. And I literally just finished completing the main trial tower thing, and now I just unlocked the 100 trial thing, and that's something I want to complete, but it's going to give me time, and I like that.
It takes a while.
Number 30 at the minute, I've got so many left to do.
Exactly.
It's like Melee. It's like Melee all over again.
Yes.
It really is. It really is like the event mode in Smash. It's kind of cool, honestly, but it is a lot. And I think a lot of people are undervaluing how much is right there, because that's your real, like, single-player content right there. That is where the real bulk of single-player time, unless you're just constantly playing tournaments, is going to go into. Like, adventure mode, that's like 3 hours. Whatever. This is gonna take you longer than that.
Exactly.
The thing is, well, Nintendo never talked about it. This is just something you just unlock by getting the free trial towers.
Exactly. Like when I did all this, I'm like, yes, there's something for me to do. It took me time. I restarted. I kept it like something for me to do to unlock things. I hate to bring up Mario Kart World, but there's something that I kind of wish they had us doing to maybe come back to completing, but hard unlockable, stuff like that. There's something that me and my cousins always complained about with recent Mario titles, that we hate how things are either not unlocked, or they're unlocked right from the start, or they're too easy to unlock, or not unlockable at all. Like, we want to complete, give us more time. Give me a reason to come back to this game and play, aside from it being fun.
I agree with that.
Yeah, the tournament and adventure mode actually brings me up something because now with adventure mode, I think people had their expectations a little bit high. I also did a little bit, but we didn't know too much of the story yet. But then when the game was close to release and I saw that the story had a tiny bit of a natural story, that's when I was like, ooh, this actually might be exciting. And as a Daisy fan, I was very happy that the story would focus on her a little bit with that, making her sick. Because out of all the characters, it could have been anyone, but they picked her, so I'm thankful for that. And then...
Yeah, they're clearly trying to use her more, which is nice.
I was happy about that, because I know in Mario Tennis Aces, Peach and Daisy wanted to help out in the main story, and Toad's like, no, you're not the main character, go away. So, and then in this, she helps out, and I'm glad about that. So, I appreciated that point, but adventure mode, it's just like what they said. It's a glorified tutorial. Like, I did not like how the first 2 hours is just like, back and forth. I'm gonna tell my Toad. Go over there, then go back. Rinse and repeat over and over and over again. I started getting bored and a headache from that. Like, okay, I do not like this.
End of that first half of the story, when they're all getting ready to go on the airship, I was like, oh yeah, there's an actual plot to be.
Exactly. Like, why is this taking so long to get to that point? Like, there's a story going on. We need to get turned back to normal. Like, what? We need to get not be so much time here. Like, I figured just be maybe a couple minutes in here and then move on to the main story just to pick it up. But no, that made long point. Like, really? Do we really need to know all this? Like, I get it, like a 1-level tutorial, and then after that, move onward with the story. But that's why I did not like it. But, like, I defeated it in literally 4 hours. I said 4 hours. Then that's it. I have no reason to go back into that mode. No reason.
But there's 3 files for some reason, even though there is absolutely nobody who's going to use them.
There's 3 files for this game, but not for Mario Kart World. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I do not understand that one bit. I did not like that. I know people always bring up how, you know, the past Mario Tennis games on the Game Boy and Game Boy Color, like, those ones were amazing. The adventure mode, single player mode in Power Tour, I think it was called. Yeah, Power Tour.
Yeah, Power Tour.
Yeah, that one. That's a single player mode. I went back to that over and over, not just because it was the only other mode aside from the exhibition match. It was another mode because it was something that I would love going back to because I loved playing it. Going back and forth over and over because I'm getting different perspective of each character, playing the main character guy or girl, and then moving on from everything, then doing all that. It was fun. I liked that. And it took like a long time to get to the final part. I was like, what? Like 10 or 11 when it was like that, so...
Yeah, it was a full game experience. It was a full game experience back then. And I think that's worth keeping in mind here, where Power Tour on the GBA, yes, it's multiplayer, but it's not a multiplayer experience that everyone is expected to have access to because it's not online. You have to have the multiples of the console and the link cables, and therefore the game is more of a single player experience with a bonus of online. So that game is designed around its single player first and foremost, whereas here I think they know the story mode in Aces wasn't very good, and they said, well, we could do another one here. We could do one that actually tutorializes the game better than before. And that's really the point of it here. It's not a... And this is why the adventure mode, the heavy amount of adventure mode criticism kind of surprises me, where this game is not designed to be a single-player game first and foremost with some multiplayer and online. This is a multiplayer game that, here you go, here's a single-player mode. That's how this is. Sure, I know like fighting games do that, and I know there's plenty of games that do that and have something a bit more fun, let's say, than what this had. But I think it is worth keeping in mind that this is a multiplayer first game, single player second. But yeah.
Yeah, I've heard critics say that this is just a bonus. I guess people just like hoping that it would give like an adventure mode where they could a reason to go back and replay it, because even if the story mode isn't like a big lengthy thing, it can still be somewhat enjoyable. I only had fun-ish in the last couple of bosses, I guess, because we didn't really do that much afterwards. We didn't, like, explore that much. The only, like I said, I appreciate them trying, and again, the cutscenes were amazing, beautifully animated. I love how they looked. I wish we got more of that, but...
More of that would have been nice, yeah, instead of the still image renders that we had at times.
Why are we still doing that in 2026? I don't know.
It's shocking. They clearly could have put more into it, especially since there's a couple CG cutscenes like right by the end that like didn't need to happen. You could have put that time towards animating the rest of it instead of making them the still PNG renders near the start. They did look really nice though.
Yeah, three other things to bring up. One, the what's I gonna say? One, the writing in the story, I didn't find anything like funny-ish or anything that would make me go, oh wow. Except one part, I would say, where Daisy complimented Mario, and then Luigi's like, and then Daisy's like, oh yeah, you too, Luigi, you know, just to have a little Luigi-Daisy moment a little bit there. That's the only part I chuckled at, because he was getting jealous.
I think the only part that like really made me chuckle was the fact that Baby Wario and Waluigi decided what they're gonna do is they're just gonna set fire to your airship and then jump ship with parachutes. Because honestly, that was actually pretty funny.
It's in character. And then the other thing I realized that not every character appeared in Adventure Mode. I thought everyone was gonna show up, but no. Not even Yoshi. I'm surprised. Not even Yoshi had the baby character. Not
Most
Yoshi here. I'm surprised.
didn't, in fact.
Specifically, those characters, and that was it.
There are characters that appear at the Tennis Academy that aren't even playable characters, like Hammer Bros, Sledge Bro, and Monty Mole.
Sledge Bro even makes a joke about it, where it's like, if I was in this tournament, I would be a power type.
It's like, so where are you as a power type?
It's like, are you hinting at being playable? I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, I would hope so. But, okay, so moving on from, like, the adventure mode thing, the other thing I want to bring up is the tournament thing, because tournament, I don't know what they did wrong here, but there's only 3 cups, and yet in past games, I remember Power Tennis, it had a lot of cups, a lot, I remember, more than 3, so I'm very surprised that it's only that little, and once you complete them, I have no reason to go back to do anything in that, like, no reason at all.
Didn't Aces have the same amount?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Aces only had 3, but they were worse because they only ever had the base game characters. They never went back and cycled in any of the free update characters to be part of those tournaments. So at least in this one, you have a lot more character variety. But yeah, there are only 3 of them. I was a bit surprised by that. There's also no star characters as a reward for completing the tournaments.
Yeah, I was expecting that, but that was the reason I went to go play tournaments.
I was confused. I'm not getting a star character. Like, I thought that was a series staple.
Yeah, I thought that would happen. I mean, we got star characters in Golf Super Rush, but we didn't get them inside here. How's that possible?
It's possible. It's possible. It's because they don't want you worrying about the character stats this time around too much. They want you thinking about your FIFA racket choice. They want you thinking about your character and racket combination instead of slight stat enhancements to your character. Because in the grand scheme, it's not going to change much this time around compared to any other one.
Yeah, true. I guess. But then, like, the only other reason I would go into tournament is to watch the trophy celebrations. I wasn't expecting a full-on like I was in Power Tennis, but, you know, I thought something maybe... You know, a little bit of it, but they gave me a reason. It was, remember, in Power Tennis, it was like before YouTube. I didn't know any of them. I didn't see it on YouTube or anything, so watching it in like full glory, all the hilarity was great. So I figured we might get something similar here. But no, we just didn't get any of that.
You show them grabbing
Great.
the trophy. Even Battle League got that right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a bit of a shame.
Yeah, especially since they reused a lot of animations from Tennis Aces. They do have some new ones, which I appreciated, but not like 100%.
I don't mind sometimes that they reuse them. You know, if they looked good and by all means just reuse them.
But how do you guys feel about the FIFA rackets? Do you think they're too much? Do you think they're gonna be adding any new ones, or do you you're okay with them? I personally love them, but I always like mixing them up because whenever I do free play, I do the two FIFA rack option that we can switch them up back and forth when I feel like.
Yeah,
it.
I love the Switch. I think the FIFA rackets are fantastic. I think they make this game so much more chaotic and so much more strategic than even Aces beforehand. Because before this game, everyone would claim that regardless of what you think of the Mario Tennis games, Fever is like the most intensive. It's like a fighting game, and it's all meter management and all. And there's a certain level of skill that always came to that made it feel less accessible if people weren't willing to like put in the time to figure those things out. But now with the Fever rackets, while there is still skill, it feels a lot more approachable casually to try to get into a competitive mindset with this game. And I really like how many options open up with the Fever rackets.
I'd say this game feels more like a tennis game than Aces did.
Yeah.
Aces focused way too much on meter.
Yeah, I remember Tennis Aces. I know I had fun with it when it was like fully completed, but when I played it with my family, they were always like, having fun knocking everyone out. But I'm glad that when you get knocked out, you don't really die, quote unquote. Like, if you're on doubles and both your players get out, one gets back in even though they're still recovering. So I was just kind of worried about that, because when they showed in the trailer that one of your players gets out, I'm like, what happens if both of us get out at the same time? Gets out? What happens? Is it automatic win? But no, that doesn't happen. So they probably realized that they shouldn't do that. So thank you for that.
Yeah, they balanced it way better instead of trying to focus on killing your opponent's racket as it was in Aces.
Yeah, that was basically my main goal every time I played. Destroy your racket, make sure you mess up every time.
Yeah, I think I think the rackets, they're all pretty decently balanced. Some are obviously better than others, although I do think they need to look at one specific one again. That golden dash racket. I think they need to nerf that a little bit.
I think the easiest way to nerf that is just reduce how long you have that power up for.
Yeah, but I played against a couple already online, which is a topic I'll go ahead and get into. I did not like losing against this thing. Every time I saw Golden Mushroom, like, oh god, here we go. So, okay. Oh, please do not bring up Rosalina and DK. That's actually I'm telling you that will be talked about in online too. So in the online mode, I have to say, while I do love the online mode, I have to say I had good time, but also mostly bad, because A, people find the one character who is too overpowered, and second, I really, really hate how they punish you when you lose. They make you drop so low. It is not funny. I literally went from B+ to B and then B-. I'm like, what? Why did they punish you so badly with that?
This has been a recent problem, because the same problem exists in Mario Kart World. Like, I don't know why these recent games are so punishing on a loss, like way more than you would expect. And it's this weird difference. Like, it'd be fair if it was like, okay, you gain 15 points for winning and lose 15 for losing. But it's not like that. It's this weird, like, exponential amount. Like, one of my first matches in Fever, while I was B+, it matched me against an S-, and I lost, shocker, and it dropped me down to the top of B- for that. I was like, what the heck? That's way too much.
I know I played a couple times. For one thing, I'm never gonna play online doubles ever again unless I'm with someone I know, because playing online with doubles on randoms is just, I can't. I don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing most of the time, so never again.
It's definitely tough, and that's actually one of my biggest criticisms, that for some reason you can't actually go into that doubles with a friend for ranked. Not yet, at least. I think Aces added that kind of option later on as a free update, so I'm optimistic they'll do the same here, but I'm baffled that that's not there at launch.
So, like, since you brought up the free update thing, since this is technically like a complete package, do you guys think that we're going to be getting a free updates or any kind of updates down the line with this game, or do you think it's going to be like this, nothing added at all, just maybe like updates for like bugs or nerfs or whatever to characters and stuff?
I think they could go back to it and add some new stuff.
Yeah.
like the game feels complete already, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So like anything extra would just be appreciated.
I could definitely see them adding more, but not at the same pace as we had for Aces.
Yeah, and also for some characters, we're also missing like some of the classic outfits, like Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi. Like their classic outfits were in Aces, so maybe that could be a sign that we might be getting more content.
Maybe if they want to add more alternate skins to the characters. Also, even though I love how everyone looks in Ace and Fever, I really wish they gave everyone else the appropriate attire. But since they gave like Bowser that really good outfit in Golf Super Rush, I'm like, why didn't you put that in tennis? He looks so good in it.
The Bowser, Toad, and Toadette outfits, as well as like Chain Chomp and Boo, they all got like tennis outfits as like the free update, and even different colors for some of them. But as like rewards for playing online, and I guess I could see them doing similarly here again. But I'm kind of just surprised they aren't already here.
What was that? Another thing. Since although there's so much criticism with this game, aside from all the adventure mode, the thing, and all the other things not feeling 100% complete for some people, but I think the one thing that everyone is complaining about the most about this game is that even though they love it, probably even more than Tennis Aces, is that this is yet another tennis game. People are afraid that because since they skipped again baseball or basketball or whatever, that we're not going to get another baseball game at all. I think people are even assuming that we're going to move on from tennis to golf to get the same pattern as we did with last year, as we got Tennis Aces and then Golf Super Rush. So do you think we'll be getting, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if golf was next, but like, I just want to do Mario Baseball.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, golf is by the same developers. It's by Camelot. So I imagine just when Camelot's done with anything related to this game, you know, they pack it up, wipe their hands clean, and then they move on to the next project, which would be golf. And there's typically like a few years between those, and that's always been the case. I mean, you even saw... Yeah, that's always been the pattern with them. You always saw that, like, even back on like the 3DS, you had Mario Tennis Open and then Mario Golf World Tour. Like, you've always kind of had that pattern. I think the only time they skipped that pattern was the Wii U era, with you had Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, and then they decided, yeah, that wasn't good. We're just going to redo that with Tennis Aces. But I think that's more of a special case. So I think any other sports, I mean, they're not always by Camelot. Like, Strikers is by Next Level Games, and baseball is by Bandai Namco. So I think it mostly depends on them working with those respective studios. And like right now, Mario Strikers Battle League didn't do the best. I feel like if Next Level Games is working on anything, it's a new Luigi's Mansion. Maybe a Strikers later on down the line if they want to attempt that again. But for baseball, I think baseball in particular is really tough because Sluggers never actually released in Europe. So there's two games, one of which was not fully international, and that's because baseball just isn't as popular of a sport internationally. Yeah, it was included in Mario Sports Superstars, if we want to count that for anything. But I don't know if it's high up on their list to make if they don't think it's going to do particularly well, especially with trying to bring back Strikers didn't exactly do well. I think they may figure the investment is not quite worth it.
Yeah, speaking as the Brit here, we don't care about baseball. Like, we don't have any advertising, nothing on TV about it. We just do not care about baseball at all. I personally like it, but that's just me. I can't speak for a whole country, so.
Yeah, but I get it. When I heard the news about the Mario baseball games not being sold over there, and also that it's not very popular down over there, so that's why whenever bringing my cousins, they love Mario Super Sluggers. They love playing that game nonstop. I still have it, so we play it all the time. So they always keep saying, why are they not bringing out new Mario baseball? And then when I found out the reason about that, I told them, and they're like, that is complete. They did not buy that at all, apparently. So they're like,
Super Sluggers. I've I've actually played it through means, but I do think it is a good game.
With the big amount of characters we have right now, a new baseball game would be great, and they are right. With how many characters we have right now, it'd be amazing. I can see them doing that.
But the Poplins as like his batters.
There's so much they could take from. There's so much they could take from that would make it very successful. And I really do hope we see a new Mario Baseball. If there was going to be any time, it would be this era, right? But I'm just I'm just. It's so hard to predict Nintendo that like I really don't know if they see it as worth it.
I mean, no offense to Mario Golf, I love the Mario Golf series, but it's just that I prefer some over the other. That's all. And speaking of the Nintendo, when it comes to like predictable, a lot of people are also saying that because this game, even though again bringing out the Adventure Mode again, aside from that, they also bring up the high pricing because Mario Tennis Fever is 70 bucks. So people are like, wow, now we're gonna be dealing with this. Mario Kart World was $80, and they still haven't given a reason why it's still, worth the price. They still haven't. I don't know why they haven't given a good reason for it. Then for this one, they still haven't. This one is $70. People are saying like it's not worth that much. Wait for a discount or whatever. And I got the review code, but even then, I understand why it's not really worth that high. Like for Mario Kart World, I got it because I had enough money in my GameStop card, so that's why I was able to get it. so for that was the only way I was able to dodge that money drain. But what do you guys like think about the high price in this, and do you like agree with how this pricing is a bit much?
It is a hard sell.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the fault of Mario Tennis. I don't think they ever could have included anything in a Mario Tennis game that would make someone go, yeah, that's worth the price. That's worth $70. Because I think it's more of a problem of games being $70 or higher in general is just a hard ask.
Everything's costing like 80 to 70 bucks.
Yeah, like making it the standard MSRP as like, the rest of the games they're putting out. I'm not surprised by that because that's, that is the current standard. So I'm not bothered that it's that high in terms of the content of the game. It's more of the world economy and the reasoning for game prices being higher. It's like, yeah, I would appreciate it if they stuck to the 50-60 range instead of the 70-80, but I can't sit there and say this game isn't worth that amount of money because that's not why they're. Well, I guess with variable pricing, they can claim that's why they're pricing at a certain amounts, but they're never gonna go higher than a certain amount. They're never gonna go lower than a certain amount. So it's always gonna be any Switch 2 game is always now gonna be in that like 70-80 range, unless it's like an eShop exclusive kind of thing. Yeah, that one will drop lower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree, like, with the whole thing. The world we're living in right now, that's probably going to be, like, the norm we're going to deal with for as long as it is, so, like I said, I understand people some, about it. They have a good reason behind it, and if you do, and if you guys, and people watching this, if they listen to this, and you want to get the game, but you don't want to spend that much, then definitely just wait for a discount at some point. I don't know when it's going to happen, but the game's not gonna go anywhere. Save up. Then when you're able to get it, go ahead and get it when it gets on a discount. Let's see what else I was talking about. Okay,
I'll go to a Target clearance.
Yeah, Target clearance. Okay, so overall, like, what would you guys rate this game? I mean, obviously you prefer it over Aces, but what would you guys rate it? I know people are saying like 70, 78, 80.
Probably an 8 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this.
Yeah, I'm somewhere around like an 8, 8.5, something like that out of 10. I am definitely really enjoying my time with it, and I'm enjoying it more than I did Aces, like across the board. And I think that's worth keeping in mind, basically. Like, this one keeps me coming back to it, not because, oh, there's an online event.
Do you guys like the amount of courts we have right now? People say that isn't enough, but I'm okay with the amount of courts we have right now.
This is more than most of the other tennis games. Sure, thematically, they like half of them might be like around the tennis academy or around the stadium, but I'm gonna be real. most of the time, even in like Power Tennis days, most of the time I would ever play those other courts, it wasn't to pay attention to the background details. It was for something unique to the court itself.
Yeah, I remember Power Tennis had like the only one I remember the most is that DK Jungle one. That's the only one that comes to my mind right now. That's the only one I remember, and then the standard court. I think that's the only ones that me and my cousins always played. Apparently, like I said, I don't remember the other ones.
The Luigi's Mansion one was a personal highlight of.
Oh yeah, that one now comes to my mind. Yeah.
The Luigi's Mansion one, the Delfino Plaza one with the mud that would go everywhere, the goop that would go everywhere. The Goober Blooper one, which was just Rico Harbor. And you see essences mechanically of those courts and courts like them here in this game. Like the mechanical purposes behind all these like fun courts people loved of older games are all here in this one. Like, just because it doesn't have the set dressing that people want, doesn't mean it's bad. Not at all.
Besides, the courts we have right now are great. I love how they're bringing in stuff. I also love how we have a Mario Wonder court, and for some reason we don't have a Mario Odyssey court, because why don't we? I don't know why. Bring Cappy. Why didn't you had Prince Florian be a referee, but you couldn't have an Odyssey court with Cappy being right there? Why not?
I feel like
that would have been
somebody
nice.
at Nintendo really hates Cappy. Full appearance since, I guess, technically Smash Ultimate is Spirit.
Why you gotta do that? Come on, it's so easy. Come on, he's a floating hand. He's, floating like Boone. It can't be that hard. One other thing before I wrap it up. One last critique about Adventure Mode. I really did not like how we were stuck with Baby Mario again, or like Mario in general as the only killable character. I thought we would have switched between characters, but no. Just him again.
Just let us swap to Luigi, at least.
Yeah, like, I didn't hate it, but, I thought that after the Aces one, made everyone else sit to the side and we were stuck with Mario, that in the next one, be able to switch between the baby characters and, like, every single one of them whenever we wanted to. Aside from maybe Mario, maybe Waluigi, aside from them, but I thought the other three, I thought maybe Luigi, Mario, and Peach would be in the academy and we would switch between them, but no, we can't have nice things.
That would have been a great way for them to tutorialize the different, like, character types, too. Like, all around, technical, etc. That would have been a great way for them to do that. Be like, oh, you have to play as this kind of character for this one, and then it, forces you to play Baby Peach, or forces you to play as Baby Wario, Baby Waluigi, and teaches you about their strengths. I don't know. It would have been neat, but oh well.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Oh, okay, actually, two last repeats I just remember because I'm looking at my document. One. Did you guys ever turn off the talking flower?
Day one.
I have not yet. Surprisingly, no.
I didn't in the first couple days, but I wanted to get used to it. But when I played the demo, he didn't bother me, and then in a couple matches, it didn't bother me, and then over time, it got annoying. So like, okay, I'm gonna turn you off right now in free play. I'm gonna turn you off because you can only hear him like in some tournaments and stuff and some trials. So I can't stop him there. But yeah, I turned him off.
Yeah, I don't mind him showing up in some places, like in the tournaments, but I turned him off for most of the other things, like free play and all, and online, because I like streaming the game, and I like being able to talk over the gameplay, and it's hard when it's constantly talking.
Oh yeah, I streamed it, and I didn't even realize that. Man, actually, now that I did turn him off, I'm going to do that. Thank goodness I remember that. Okay, and then lastly, since I know that Nintendo is very known to reuse voice lines from past games, and we know from here clearly that they reused voice lines from Mario Kart World, but for some reason they messed up again, and they mixed in many voice actors from previous past to their current ones. Like, for some reason, they're still reusing Diddy's old voice lines from back then, way back then. They didn't get any new ones for I don't know, from DK Bonanza or something. I don't know why they didn't get any new voice lines for the guy. And then, for some reason, Birdo, she has her reused voice lines, not from Mario Kart World, but from the past games before that. And then Bowser and Rosalina have mixed in voice lines from their previous voice actors. What is wrong with... I'm sorry, Camelot, but what's going on? What are you doing?
When Bowser Jr. won, I just...
Yeah, those ones I didn't even notice. I have to imagine it's a case of whenever they get all like the character voices made, it kind of just goes in this like big like internal like server bank of like here's all like the character assets, and they just get to pull from those. And I imagine in the case of any character that was in Mario Tennis Aces, they probably just carried over most of them and then elected to change some, but not all. And it's probably something they did fairly quick with how many characters they have. I imagine they couldn't spend too long on each individual one. But it might be a case of the company and development internally does not necessarily look at how we treat the voices and voice acting as a fan community comparatively.
I only recently paid attention to it in like the last couple years because of the major task change that happened.
When Tennis Aces was a thing, I noticed how Rosalina in the entrance was echoey, and then normal play was like nothing like that. And then I realized by playing back and forth, they were different. Like what the? And then finding out that it was Carrie Kane, and then the current one, Laurie Faye Smith, and I'm like, wait a minute, they're doing it again. What? You can't tell them apart.
It is weird to mix and match when they're like very different depictions. I think it could also be a case of the people on the team that were in charge of the entrance animations and like porting those over, making them look and sound good, were not the same people that were working on the gameplay, character animations and sounds. Like, it's entirely possible those were different.
Yeah. By the way, are you guys okay with the fact that they reuse the sound effects from past games? Some people, I've seen some game reviews that they say that they didn't like how they reused the sound effects from all the past tennis games as one and new ones. On one hand, I understand it. On the other hand, it's not a big deal.
I think that's nitpicky.
I love it. I love how they keep reusing the Mario Tennis 64 like walking sound effects. I think that's really cute.
I love that the walking sound is still like the Mario 64 like walking sound effect. Like after all this time, that's part of the charm. Like certain sounds being the same, it's just part of its identity.
Yeah, exactly.
The announcer, like the announcer is just a staple at this point. Just accept it.
I did see one person complain about that. The announcer, like, why do you want to get a new guy? We got to talking Flower. Just keep him doing that. I don't remember which video that was, but I remember seeing someone saying that, like, do you really want to hear the announcer, the talking Flower, say 15 love and all that over and over and over again? No.
It has been a voice that is not annoying to listen to, and I think that's why they haven't changed it, because of how often you're going to be hearing it.
Actually, before I end off, one last thing I'll say, Baby Wario and Baby Luigi, they are good additions, but I have to say they are very, 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 very ugly. I'm sorry, fans, if you like them, but they are just hideous. I'm sorry, but man.
It is weird. It is weird seeing babies, advertised as babies with, like, complete sets of teeth. It is weird.
Yeah, very. Like, at least Baby Mario and Baby Mario and Baby Luigi have like buck teeth, like they barely have teeth. Baby Wario and Baby Luigi have full sets of teeth. Like, it's very weird. Like, you couldn't give them like little gaps or anything. Like, I know they want to be like faithful to their adult appearances somewhat, but you gotta cut some corners, make them look like actual babies. But Baby Waluigi is a cool thing, but he debuted in a Mario Tennis game, and then this guy debuted in a Mario Tennis game, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, if there was any game to do that, it makes sense that it's here. So that is nice, at least.
Yeah. Okay, I think that would be it. I'm going to be giving Tennis Fever at least an 8 out of 10 as well, just because it's a packed game. There are some fun stuffs. Obviously, things need work, but overall, it is way better than Aces. I still have Aces, and I have not touched it, so that's a clear indication that this one is better than the other. And if we do get a Mario Golf one after this one, and they follow the pattern, I don't know what they're gonna be calling it, but whatever it. But oh my, actually, Mario Golf Fever Rush doesn't even sound that bad. Actually, I will say that the title being a reference to the story is actually a really nice nod. Daisy having a fever. Mario Tennis Fever is that's also a nice on the nose thing that I will appreciate that at least too.
Just I just think the game's great. I think this game deserves a little bit more appreciation from the media, and that's all I really gotta say.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of external factors that are really souring people's opinions on this one a lot more than if the game had just, come out at perhaps a better time. Maybe if this came out a year later after, we had the big games people are waiting for on Switch 2, maybe this would have been received better. I don't know. But I really like the game, so I'm not complaining.
yeah, but I am still going to be playing. I'm probably going to play a little bit more since I literally played an online match and I dropped down. That story I told, it literally had to me just right now when I was playing earlier. And it was a Rosalina person I was playing against. And she was level A and I was B. You can tell that I lost, so. Yeah, nerf Rosalina or change the online thing. Please. Okay, I'll end it off here. Fans, thanks for watching, and you guys, thanks for joining in.